Welcome back to the Marcus Allgood Show. Appreciate everybody listening. Today we're going to talk about beyond the but, eliminating excuses to unleash your potential. And the word but, it's B-U-T, not B-U-T-T. So, anyways, I appreciate everybody coming in, listening. I've heard some people actually out in the wild tell me that they've been listening to my podcast, and I really appreciate everybody that listens and lets me know. So if you're ever listening and you want to ask a question, just email me. ggmarcus@yahoo.com. Anytime. I'd love to answer your emails, talk to you about anything that you got going on in your life, or see where I can help you with. I'm all about helping other people. So today, let's talk about the word but, and we're going to go over the power of language and shaping behavior. All right, so let's talk about the word but and how it perceives to everything that you're going to do when you're talking. So the language we use frames our perception of events and circumstances. For instance, describing an event as a challenge instead of a problem can shift our mindset from viewing it as a burdensome obstacle to see it as an opportunity for growth. Then we also got creating self-identity. The words we use to define ourselves and our abilities are especially powerful. Self-deceptions like, I am not a morning person. I hear that all the time from people. I wish I could wake up like you can. Or I'm not good at this. Can become self-fulfilling prophecies, limiting our potential to challenge and adapt. My daughter is a big one using that one. So we got some influencing actions. Language can either mobilize or demobilize action. Words that evoke fear, uncertainty, and positivity can prevent us from taking steps toward our goals. Conversely, words that inspire, motivate, and affirm our capabilities can propel us forward. All right, so let's talk about the word but. It plays a significant role in our everyday language, often used to introduce a contradiction or an exception to what has just been stated. However, in the context of personal development and goal setting, the use of but can have a particularly insidious effect, and it often acts as a gateway to excuses, signaling a shift from proactive planning or positive thinking to justifying an inaction or maintaining the status quo. Here's how. But can become a psychological barrier to success. When used in a conversation, especially about goals and aspirations, but typically precedes a reason for why something cannot be done or why an exception should be made. For example, a statement like, I want to start a new business, but I don't have enough capital, immediately shifts the focus from the desire and potential strategies from starting a business to the obstacles in the way. This not only introduces doubt, but it also shifts the mindset from problem solving to problem focus. And I like to say, I put up a quote on my Facebook page saying, everything after the word but is just an excuse. And I don't think I got any comments on it yet, but this is going to talk about what I mean by that. And it's definitely going off of like goal setting and self-achievements and self-awareness and things like that. So, but often serves as a defense mechanism that protects individuals from the discomfort of change. It allows people to acknowledge a goal and or a positive intention without committing to the action required to achieve it. This can reinforce staying in one's comfort zone, as it provides a seemingly valid reason for not stepping out of it. For example, saying, I'd love to travel, but I'm too busy with work, uses but to reinforce the comfort of familiar routines over the uncertainty of new experiences. The use of but can undermine personal accountability. It places the focus on external circumstances rather than personal agency, making it easier to excuse oneself from taking responsibility by attributing lack of progress to external factors. I would love to have done better, but the economy is bad. It removes the onus of change and or improvement from the individual, which can stall personal growth and the achievement of goals. When planning and enthusiasm are high, inserting but into a dialogue can halt momentum and shift energy of the conversation from excitement and possibility to hesitation and limitation. It can act like a mental break, reducing the enthusiasm and drive needed to overcome challenges and take action. And you see that a lot when people are thinking about working out, switching jobs, definitely going on traveling, all sorts of different things we're going to talk about later. All right, so strategies to counteract the negative impact of but. Awareness and reflection. Become more aware of when and how you use but in your sentences. Reflect on whether it's serving to introduce legitimate concerns that need addressing or merely excuses. This really helps out. I do it all the time. If I use the word but and I'm gonna listen to what comes afterwards, then I'm gonna reframe it after that. Rephrasing for empowerment. Practice rephrasing your sentences to avoid using but where possible. For example, instead of saying, I want to go back to school, but I don't have time, you could say, I want to go back to school and I need to explore flexible learning options to fit it in my schedule. See how the difference is? But kind of cuts it off with a negative connotation, negative tone. I don't have the time. Everybody's got the same 24 hours in a day. It's all about how you prioritize it. So when the next sentence comes up, I want to go back to school and I need to explore flexible learning options to fit into my schedule. They're putting it more they're prioritizing it more in that sentence than the one before. Most likely, if you reframe it to there, you're going to find that how you can fit it into that schedule. Focus on solutions, not barriers. When you catch yourself using but to highlight a barrier, challenge yourself to challenge yourself to follow it with a solution or an alternative action plan. This helps maintain a solution-oriented approach that is crucial for achieving any goal. By understanding how the word but functions and as a psychological barrier and actively working to minimize its negative impact, individuals can maintain a more positive, empowered, and proactive approach to achieving their goals. Hope you could see after going through all that how the word but it can be so negative and detrimental to your mindset and how you think and like get the progress that you're making. So we're going to list out some excuses that follow with the word but in conversations about goals, such as, but I don't have time, but it might not work, but I'm not experienced enough, but I don't have enough money right now, but I might fail, but people will judge me. Who? The people not doing what you're doing? They're probably going to judge you. The people at the top are not going to judge you. They're going to bring you up. But I should be more practical. What's practical? Sitting in your comfort zone or getting out of your comfort zone and trying to do what you want to do. With the mindset, or not with your mindset, and you're using these kind of words, it's going to be detrimental to what your goals you're going to achieve. You say, but I should be practical, is going to cut out the fact that you're going to sit in your comfort zone and not get out, like I just said. But it's holding you back from where you want to be. But I might fail. That's holding you back big time. My daughter uses this all the time in gymnastics, like everything. What if I fail? Then you fail and you learn and move on. You never really fail. The only way you're going to fail is if you actually don't learn from what you just did. It could be an expensive mistake, and you could turn out something negative, but you're going to turn it into a positive after you figure out what you did wrong. I don't have money right now. You can go find money. There's always somebody out there that can loan money, that can, take some equity in what you're trying to do, all sorts of different things. You just have to get out there and switch your mindset. Say, I will go get the money. I will fail, but I'm going to learn from it. So one way to help you guide you through getting rid of the word but in your everyday life when talking about your goals, working out. I was going to cook, but I ran out of time. I was going to cook, but I didn't have anything defrosted, things like that. So step number 1, you're going to prepare. Find a quiet place where you can sit comfortably and without distractions. Have a pen and paper ready, or open a new document on your digital device to record your thoughts. Step 2, recall recent conversations. Think back over the past week or month. Try to recall different conversations or thoughts where you discuss your goals, aspirations, or tasks you needed to accomplish. Focus specifically on instances where you use the word but to justify why you couldn't do something or why it wouldn't work. Step 3, write and reflect. Write down these instances, focusing on the complete sentences you use. For example, I wanted to start exercising, but I was too busy with the work. Reflect on each instance. What was the goal or action you were considering? What excuse did you give that followed the but? How did this excuse serve you? Did it protect you from fear, anxiety, judgment, or something else? Step number 4, analyze the impact. For each but statement, consider and write down the potential impact of letting this excuse stand unchallenged. Ask yourself, how did this excuse affect my progress towards my goals? How am I losing but holding on to this excuse? How does it make me feel about myself and my capabilities? Step number 5, reframe and plan. Now take each but statement and try to reframe it into a positive action oriented statement. For instance, change, I wanted to start exercising, but I was too busy with work, to, I want to start exercising and I can schedule 30 minutes before work to do so. Plan a small, actionable step you can take for each reframe statement to move closer to your goal. And number 6, commitment. Commit to being mindful of when you use the word but in daily conversation, but an intention to pause and reflect every time you hear yourself using it, deciding if it is genuinely a limitation or an excuse. Consider sharing your reframe statements and commitments with a friend, family member, or an accountability partner who you can help you stay on track. Number 7, reflect regularly. Schedule a time each week to review your progress. Note any challenges you face, how you fell, any excuses. Adjust your plans as necessary to continue moving forward. By going through this exercise, you help gain clarity about how often you use the word but, and it introduces and how often but introduces excuses into your life, and equip them with tools. And it equips you with tools to transform your approach to one that supports growth and achievement. This exercise not only enhances self-awareness, but also empowers you to take more decisive actions towards your goals. The main point, once you start recognizing the word but and how often you use it for excuses, it's really going to change how you think and how you goal set and how you think about achieving different milestones in your life. Once you take out the but and the excuse, there is nothing else. Like, you're going to have more positive statements leapfrogging you past everybody else that's still using the word but. It's going to help you in the long run. It might take a year for you to fully get rid of it. You should be able to do it, though. Like, just keep pushing at it. Keep thinking about it. Use those 7 steps I just talked about and find out where you can go and how you can change your life with it. And so you can also change the word but with and or however. It's more positive than the word but, for sure. Some of the things that I've actually done was definitely when I was working out, I would say, well, I can't lift this because of this, or I would do it, but I'm a bad runner. I would do this, but, I just don't. It's just too hard. Those were all excuses that I had, and it really came to play when doing competitions and things like that, like taking the word but out and reframing it to, I can lift this. I just have to have the mental capacity to do it, or I just have to have a couple more weeks to get some more training under my belt. There's all sorts of different things. One of my friends, Jeremy, actually brought this to my attention. He was like, I tell my kids, everything after the word but is just an excuse. And think about that when you're talking with your kids and your kids are talking to you. Like, don't use the word but to them saying, I would buy this for you, but we don't have any money. Like, stop using that. Go with something different. And then when your kids use the word but, tell them to reframe it into something more positive. And, or however, maybe, things like that. My daughter, she always says stuff about gymnastics, so how I can't do this, I can't do that. And I tell her she has to practice, and then she will use the word but. And when I say everything after but is excuse, she gets so angry and she gets so mad about it. But I'm trying to, I use the word but again. I am trying to get her to realize that it's just an excuse. And if she puts in the time and the effort, she will get the goals that she wants. I appreciate everybody listening. That's all the time I got for today. Go out there, share this with others. If you got any value out of this, please share it with your friends. Post it on your Facebook, Instagram, anything out there. And I appreciate everybody listening. Go out there and like it. Give it 5 stars if you liked it. And it just helps move up the rankings. It gets it to be a little bit more popular and just pushes it out to more people. I'm trying to reach 1 million people in the next 2 years with everything that I do out here. I would love to get to 1 billion, but we'll see what happens. But the main thing is just reaching people, seeing how many lives I can change. If I can just change one or two in the next year, it's going to be amazing. It just fills my heart, and I hope it fills your heart, pushing this out to somebody that can use it. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.